right, everybody, let's get right to it on a Tuesday. Second to last show for the year. Let's talk about this chart. That's a very important chart. I'm going to start with today. But before we do so, big shout out to everybody. What's going on? Victoria, David, Mateo, Mr. Lodak, Mr. Fund, Aquanaut, everyone else. Happy 2023. Hope it was a great year. Into 2024. Today, let's talk about the big patterns of this year that will lead us into next year. And this is one of them. This Solana chart, pretty amazing. I would have to say this is exactly what we're looking at for the year. I think for next year in terms of crypto, the framework, everything that this thing has done. If it's crypto, stocks, indices, futures, doesn't matter. This is the definition of what we do with harmonic patterns. To go from terminal bar, pattern completion with confirmation to target 122.38 on Solana. 122.38, and it responded in a beautiful fashion. I mean, it really is fairly amazing what it did. Got to not only getting to target 1, but the way it got to target 1, really something else. So let me bring in the charts and let's kick in there. Hope everyone had a great holiday. We're back today. We're back on Thursday. And then we start the new year. So let's talk about this. We'll talk about Solana. There you go. I'll bring that other chart up. The other different feed. Here we go again. And while I'm doing that, there you go. Bat pattern. Also 5-0. Sorry, shark to 5-0, depending on the data feed. But let's get into this. Let me blow it up too. Really trying to improve the visual for the way that you guys see it. For me, I'm looking at big screen. So, but I know the way this is coming out, it doesn't look as fat as it should. But there you go. So what can we really glean from this? Beautiful type 1, if not perfect. And this is exactly the kind of reaction, long-term reaction situation we're looking for across the board in all of these crypto that have big patterns looking left. So it's just a starting point. It's not a biggie. It's just a starting point. But we now start make some other assessments, definitely some different considerations going forward. Before I do that, I want to get into this. Last chance, folks. So listen, we got 4 or 5 days left in the year. This is it. We've got a holiday special for the software, and everyone's asking me, do I get the software or am I drawing the pattern right? Listen, get the trial. You guys know how to do that. Become a basic member. But 25% discount. I only did that because a lot of people contacted me. You guys didn't get it on Black Friday. So this is it, though. And it's not as nice as Black Friday. But get the software. Sign up now. HPC holiday. That's it. And then we're going to do this. This is going to be my final crypto webinar for a while. Will be the 2024 Crypto 2024 webinar on January 10th. We'll talk T-coins. If you don't know what a T-coin is, we'll get into that, how to analyze it, what to be looking for, what to expect. Solana's not a T-coin. I'll look at some T-coins today, but Solana's not. It's one of the macro cap, but moving incredibly well. We want T-coins to do this. I mean, that's a amazing 10x off the low. But let's start with Solana because it is the big one. 122.43 is a major event. Also notice we're getting a yellow dot. Now that does not become official until Sunday night, but check out, let's look at it like this. Let's look at 122.43 on the hourly. And there you go, a beautiful deep crab right up in that same area. All right, you see what I'm getting at? Got a few things here. And again, never want to get complacent with the market. But there's your weekly target right there. Matches up with an hourly crab pattern. I'd say that's fairly significant for now. I'm not saying, I'm not saying anything that it's an issue or a problem other than a pause, digestion phase, slight reaction phase has got to begin. Where this insane run, at least for now, takes a little bit of a pause. I mean, a little bit. This has been just rocking. I mean, since the 16th of October, when you were at $24, all the way back down there from a year ago, that was 9 or 10. But the real move started down here. And a straight line to 122.43. So expect a sideways range. Expect Solana to at least chill for a little while and probably within like maybe a little bit higher, something like that. In that range, call it 120 to 130 generally. If you're not in Solana, you're going to have to wait. At this point, we need a daily pullback, a 4-hour something. Look at your indicators. Amplified RSI hasn't rolled out of the extreme yet. That's pretty interesting. I still say this probably has a little bit more to go. And we might trade back up to 125 real soon. But I don't think, I think you're going to spend a few weeks here vacillating, not accelerating, not continuing, but just digesting, doing some sightseeing up here at this massive target. It's massive. There's plenty of others available. But, it is absolutely the kind of thing we're looking for in crypto across the board. As a beautiful pattern, beautiful example of what harmonic patterns do in this market. And we got to respect levels. Let's jump over. Let's go to Bitcoin really quick. I kind of want to blow through the crypto today. There's some things going on, not a heck of a lot of price action in the majors, but Bitcoin is doing something we mentioned recently. It's a weekly HSI checkback right now. Now, that was last week. Actually, that was just a couple days ago at 43.7. I think we were there over the weekend. So HSI has been triggered. That arrow right there, let me improve it. Let me get a good color on there so we can, really stands out. But the thought here, folks, just understand nothing's going to go straight up, straight down forever. And this is going to be the important thing that we do during this cycle. Recognize, really truly recognize those areas where we can pause, have a consolidation, maybe switch over, maybe a little profit taking even, and switch into some things that haven't moved quite yet. Hold on, let me get you. There you go. That's better. All right, that stands out a little bit better. So for Bitcoin right now, the play is to be patient. Let it digest this 44. I would say for the year, we're probably not going to see that 48.50. Probably going to stay range bound. We might flush up to 44 or 45 in the next few days, but I think you are really going to be in this range now for a week or two, something like that. And then clearly what you need is actually 2 weeks of bearish price bar action to get a yellow dot. So we're not even week 1 yet. To give it time, Bitcoin, Solana, they'll give us another opportunity. But I think it's going to be something like this. You will see Bitcoin's on its way down to the 50 at the moment, but come to HSI. The bigger thing that I'm looking for on Bitcoin is, do we get this finally, this HSI to come out, or sorry, amplified RSI to come out of the zone, down to the 50 level or more? Because the big move, the big moon phase, if you will, we're not moon phase. Maybe we're trying to start something, but I mean moon phase, where you're seeing 10% up days, a few of those in the course of a month. Big candles. But it probably won't come until we finish this correction. So be aware of it. This could go sideways in this zone in a tight way and then roll over and give us an oversold reading, or even a little bit more of a retracement. But it's in this range where we're going to set up for the pause. Let's see how much air we let out of the tires, because I want this to come down and then the return move. If that's in the next few days, if that's in first, second week of January, that would be fine. But it seems like that's what's shaping up. We're going to get oversold, and that next oversold signal is what I want to be involved with. All right, we're following Bitcoin. And remember from our seminar, what we did in December, Bitcoin matters. Bitcoin, the underlying asset allocation to Bitcoin, matters for the entire industry. Because if people aren't moving into Bitcoin, they're not moving into other stuff. And this can pause, this can do retracements, stuff like that. But in general, okay, Bitcoin needs to keep going. And how does Bitcoin keep going? This is a good one. It will do pauses, kind of retracement reactions like this, like what we saw from February all the way back into September, just a sideways grind. Sideways. I mean, 6 months sideways. And I thought it was really interesting when we got some oversold readings back here in February, but then it was just a minor sideways pull, only to register some overbought readings here, oversold readings that were higher than the overbought. That was important. Same deal. Let's see what this sideways action leads to. But sideways. And I think we'll get another spot to get in on Bitcoin for that next move. Mateo's asking, hey Scott, what would you not want to see? Something that would make you question the plan this year? BTC under 38K? I'm not worried about BTC 38K. That would be a 10% correction from current levels. The thing we're looking for, remember, Bitcoin generally doing W expansions, okay? Structural W expansions on your cycles like this. Get a X, A, B, C, D with a B point that tells you what type of pattern it is. And then let's just assume 1618 advances for the cycle, knowing that the 1618 usually gets blown to pieces. But the 1618 extension serves as a minimum cycle move where, definition of a cycle of all of these cycles, or expectations of these cycles, are that they not only consolidate, form higher lows on the weekly, monthly charts, but go into price discovery thereafter, forming some kind of W formation. And I think what we're looking for here on Bitcoin, whether it's 48 or 44, either here or up here or even higher, is some kind of midpoint, B point, that even if we did a 382, that gets you back, 35 from current levels. I don't know if that's going to happen, but what I'm really just trying to get at here is we'll get a B point inflection. It's somewhere. We'll get a little pullback, and it'll probably be between now and the halving, because we know that everyone's looking at a pre-halving move and then a disproportionately bigger post-halving move. But that's the general framework for the move. I mean, if it was like this and we were here, okay, if it was 2020, which I don't think any of us really care to go back to, but if it was 2020 and we're thinking, okay, halving cycles coming in, we're looking for opportunities, what could we approximate that to do from the high to low? I mean, it is pretty clear, 1618 minimum, and a lot of these cycles exceeded 314 projections. But I want to stick with the minimum crab variation that at least gives us a clue of where to be looking. Abaddon says BTC is going to new lows because of legacy bear market coming up. Also, assets don't do the same thing every 4 years. Maybe not the same thing. They don't go up the same amount. They don't do the same thing in terms of structural movements, but proportional levels, proportional segments, alignment of segments absolutely have repeated in these cycles. The W's, the M's, the extensions, the retracements. Proportionally, they've been quite similar. They might not repeat, but as they say, certainly rhyme. So consider that. I don't know if you were serious about that, but all I continue to say about this coming crypto cycle is that it's speculation and allocation, like just a special allocation cycle that is coming together where you'll be concentrated into a short period of time. Almost, I don't want to say self-fulfilling prophecy, because it is, but it's not. I mean, it still has to happen. It's not an automatic thing. But like I said, this rhyming rhythm of the crypto cycle, with the other twist of people, you have this large investment class now looking to put more money into it than ever before. It's allocation. That's what we're looking for. Even if it's spot ETF, maybe. He says he plotted a butterfly. Abaddon, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name properly, but seriously, you're saying you plotted a butterfly to 7,500. You could plot anything. And again, I answered something today on Twitter, X, today about somebody drawing, whether or not they're drawing the proper harmonic patterns. I look at it this way. Okay, go with the automatic algorithms. Go with a preset script of pattern rules to define those structural opportunities, because it's so easy to measure improperly. Maybe what you're looking at, I don't know how you get to 7,500, but maybe you're thinking it's something like this. I don't know. And you're thinking, and I'm just, I don't know how you get to 7,500. Maybe that's your 1618, and that's not even a butterfly. That would be a crab, I guess. But it's not happening. It's that. I mean, again, that's that. First of all, that's not a butterfly. I mean, your 127 even. It's not right. Your alignments aren't right. So I don't see how you get that. I'll tell you, you want to connect the dots. Let's just connect the most relevant dots, which is the last 4 of the 5 pattern legs. And we don't need to force it. I don't know how you get 7,500. So, and again, let's just stay conservative, connect the most recent dots. Where's the last 5 points? XA, Could that be a B point? Maybe. It's not really ideal off the XA low, but even something like that, is kind of a alternate bat creature with an 886. Or I've said this last week. Look, even if we take that secondary peak and then this becomes a 50 bat, that makes sense. Although I don't know if that's an ABCD off the low, but it would be like this. So my point here is that you guys can speculate on anything you want. I encourage you to do exploratory stuff, learn the manual measurements, but come on. We got to stay really on point with what's developing immediately. And I'm just saying, like Solana, HSI, bearish on Bitcoin, we could pause here. It's not a big deal. Yeah, man, I'm not doing that. I'm done with your butterfly analysis. Sorry. It's not working. I'll give you 10 grand if it gets to 7,500, okay? Or I'll send you a Bitcoin if it gets to 7,500. But it's not happening. Let's not get off track here. Quick question. How would I create a hedge for a BC retracement? Just don't over allocate. I think if you over allocate and you go through some kind of retracement, especially in crypto, it's going to be a magnified experience. It's going to seem like a really tough deal, but again, I stick to the framework. And where we are really with what you're looking at on the daily time frame with Bitcoin is like this. The interesting thing, 38,761, that was a concrete measured move off the crab, off the deep crab. It probably was even better off of that. So let's just clean it up. If that's target one, let's do it this way. If that's target one and there's first bearish confirmation up in that zone, I have to assume pause. We talked about this last week. Not to say it's going to retrace or do anything devastating, but at least digest the gains for now. 5%, 10% pullback, no biggie. But you're really thinking what we're all thinking here is, yeah, if we get a pullback, that's going to be it. I mean, the pullback before the halving is probably the last pullback before the moon. Don't sell it short. Not to mention, you have an election year cycle. Perfect. I mean, really, you got a lot of asset allocation, a lot of money flowing all around the economy. I expect this to be a really hot 6 months. The second 6 months or 9 months, okay, we might be talking about something different at that time. But it's full on between now and then down into next fall. Yeah, Abaddon, man, I don't do ABCD. You don't do Elliott Wave here. We don't do Elliott Wave. We do harmonic patterns. I don't do ABCD. I don't label it like that. I really think it's disingenuous even to say 7,500 at this point. Okay, because that would be like saying on the reverse side, Bitcoin going to 1 million because I just know. That's not how it works. And we need to stay super focused. We need to stay hyper focused for what's about to happen. I'll get into the other markets as well, because look, I said this last week, I'm going to repeat it. When the market presents opportunities, they come in bunches. They come in windows of opportunity. They come at specific periods of time, whether that's a collection of many months, like a November to May cycle, if that is a 3-year, 5-year bull cycle, something like that, or 3-year bear cycle. You know, phases of the market, they come in bunches. And the crypto bunch has just started. There's a lot going on. I mean, it really. Let's jump to Ethereum. A little too long on that point. And Ethereum, there you go, 2,200. Fallen shy of 2405, 2485, target one. We've got some confirmation up here. I really don't think it's just not that big of a deal yet. In fact, check out what's going on with Ethereum. I actually like this setup. Down here, let me do it this way. So here's your amplified screen. That is amplified. All right. Without looking at the price chart, what I want to see is this is an M formation right there to there. Okay, let that come down. Let it get oversold. And the next HSI. Why? Because that sets up for a much larger return phase to come. So Ethereum might be shaping up for another opportunity like it did back here in October. And that was off of this complex reading. All right, as another strategy I'll talk about in our January session. And if we get this, it's going to be, look, it's the kind of retracement you want to take advantage of. A couple more. So we did Solana. A couple of others with the big patterns. Have you seen Avalanche? That was another one coming off. Yeah, that's coming off. That was almost at 50. But look at the weekly. Okay. Massive bat pattern. Same deal here. This one, I really thought this would run to 63 by the end of the year. HSI, trying to trigger now. It's probably early. This is probably lagging behind Solana by 2 or 3 weeks. But I'll still target 63.91. Maybe we get that in January. But look at your weekly indicators. All right, right now HSI is trying to come out on Avalanche, but you're early, and that won't be even official until Sunday night. And the thing though that is still okay. Look, amplified RSI is still overbought. It's starting to roll over, but it's not out of the zone yet. That's okay. That is fine. Give it time. Listen, just be patient with this. Oh, here comes Bitcoin dropping. A little dump stream. I just noticed that must have just dropped a bunch. Hold on. Oh, that did. Is this you guys hitting the button? Fat fingers? I guess. I just dropped $1,000, kids. Okay? There's 1,000. Since we started. Amazing. Get ready. Get ready. I like that. Hey, all right? Y'all, everyone wanted to scream to buy Bitcoin. Well, now it is. On the hourly, check it out. It's a type 2. Deep crab. Right now. And this is the thing I'm talking about with shorter term opportunities. This is why we're going to do the second crypto webinar. Because these trades, like a type 1 bang, really clear. Here's another one. 4,200 is the hop level on an hourly basis. I still want to see HSI trigger. You have a check back. I need a dot down here. And that could come pretty soon. Maybe that comes a little later today. But you're there. Watch amplified as well. At least that's oversold. What's the 4-hour look like? 4-hour HSI oversold, looking good. That's what we want. The 4-hour time frame is a great great intraday time frame for those larger swing moves. Hold on one sec. Let's just go through the last few HSIs on Bitcoin. You know, yellow dot here, down, dot here, HSI, bullish there. We're going to get another one there. Okay, only the second one of the last 2 months. So you know that's a big deal. Not to mention every HSI has worked. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What's your job? Your job is to be there when it triggers. Okay? That's what we're doing. That's why we're doing it. The assumption, we're on an uptrend, continued uptrend. Okay? Target, our target is still 48.6, everyone. Nothing changes, 48.6 for this move. If that's by Sunday or by next Sunday or a month from Sunday, it's 48.6. And every time on this 4-hour chart, just look, since October, we want these kind of signals and these and these. The easiest way to do this, let me remove the bearish signals. Here, take off HSI arrows. And do yourself a favor. Okay, let's isolate it. Let's be patient. There you go. Now tell me what every one of those HSI signals has pinpointed. There's since this August signal failed, not one HSI dot has failed. And neither has one HSI signal itself. The yellow dot and the arrow, those are related. The yellow dot is where we have check back and price action confirmation. But that's the only one that failed. Out of all the dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, that's 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 instances. I like those. I like 1 in 13 to fail. Okay. You guys want them to dump this. That's right, Gren. What's up? Who said that? That wasn't M. Gren. Although M. Gren, I do like that one you're talking about. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. 1 or 2 more. Why don't let's look at the total. Totals. Totals. Come on, totals. Total 1, down 3% on the day. Oh my gosh. Run for the hills. Check it out. Even at that high level, there you go. 1.49, something like that. I know on the hourly we had something. We had a little smaller bat. There it is. A butterfly. Oh, but check it out. It did. Oh, I didn't see this. It did this crazy 1-2. So, yeah, look. Type 1 to type $1 sign, and then it all happened within 2 hours, and then did the T2. Now it's a little lower. I would go to that 4-hour. I posted something on the hourly this morning that featured that. But regardless, okay. Hold on one second. Hold on. Got a lot of beeping in the background. Let me take that. Thank you. There you go. Either way, let's let this come down, but check it out. 4-hour time frame. HSI is oversold. HSI, Harmonic Strength Index. Wait for that. Be patient with that, but you're getting another opportunity on the total. Let's look at total 3, because total 2 is just without Bitcoin. Total 3, oh, there you go. Interesting. High level, deep crab that just completed overnight. No confirmation though. Probably just a reaction, which is the thing we want to see. You usually want bearish patterns to have no confirmation so that they do your reaction and then turn back up. So that's what, 495 at the moment. Come on back to 471 and then take off. Yeah. That could go. That could go. Let's do a couple that have not moved. A couple more that have not moved. Things that I'm looking at have not moved yet. Oh, that moved overnight. Are you kidding me? I was like, this is one of my favorite ones I wanted to show you guys. We were at Target one. That was yesterday. Oh no, that was a couple days ago. Is that the one I was looking at? That's true, Fi. No, that wasn't what I was looking for. It was. I thought it was a T. No, my fault. Let's come back. Let's couple things that we should take a look at. So, metaverse starting to move. So if that's mana, right there, really starting to get some, as we say, saucer separation. I should spend a whole seminar explaining that concept. But mana got out of the hole back in October and has been on track for target 1 all along. Almost clipped target 2. It's beautiful. Really nice. Within the context of the all-time range, that's a remarkable chart. This is why a lot of these that have doubled off the low, but they're probably still buys at the market, have a ways to go. You can, even if we did a fraction of this entire recovery range, which I think everyone should understand by now, that when you do your harmonic levels, if it's a 382 or a 50, those give you a realistic recovery range. 382 on that is around 250. Okay, so somewhere in this 50-cent range, you've got a 5x. Might take a year, might take 3 months, but you're in position. And you have confirmation looking left. A few others, sandbox. And this is probably the way I'm going to do it going forward. Focus on specific, sector-specific crypto, if it's metaverse, financial, AI, meme coin, although I'm not really a fan of meme coins, but things like this. What did we learn from Solana? We learned that just because a pattern completes and it's beautiful and it's a monster doesn't mean it's going to turn on a dime or even within our 30-bar allotment. But we line up that window and we really focus on the HSI dot opportunities. Like there's the pattern completed for Sandbox back at $1.99, but there's the first shot, with a dot, the window. Didn't do anything. Second dot from August into September. Well, you finally got some move. And that should continue. It's not in a moon phase. And I think one of the problems is people, they feel like it's too late or too much time has transpired to miss that opportunity. But break it down. Again, go to the 4-hour. I really think the 4-hour HSI signals are the easiest way for most people to really understand, like, where do I get in on the retracements? Of course, patterns on the 4-hour are going to help, although we're not going to get bullish patterns unless they're, really take their time pausing up, up here. And the other thing I will cover in January, because it's more short-term, hourly, 4-hour, even 5-minute charts, especially when things are moving, we can use the bearish patterns, use the targets, the pullbacks with confirmation, like right there. Failed shark comes all the way down, you get oversold readings where it should be rolling over. That's a failure. Up here, okay, crab pattern, no problem, but no confirmation, and probably just a reaction to target 1. And then we keep going higher like that. There are things I want everyone to understand and really just take these strategies to heart, because I know everyone in here, they're at different harmonic pattern comprehension levels. But the time has never been more important to get your brain around this for what's to come. Because these, you might sit there and be like, oh, there's not a bullish opportunity here. Or why would I do that here? Because you have to understand the pattern gives you the reaction. And if it's going to fail, it's going to blow through. But the reaction phase is that's like just a response to this craziness. Retrace it and then go again. The reason why this happens is because your longer term time frame is in full control. You know, our daily, weekly levels are in full control now. Here's another one. Pretty interesting. I posted this one, or I think in the group. Where'd he go? Bro. Where'd you go? I think it was this one. Boson protocol. Okay. And for those of you that are brand new to HPC software, my recommendation is that you just take a few days and you go through all of your favorite crypto on the hourly, the 4-hour, daily, weekly. Just get yourself acquainted to the relationships like this, because this really represents what we should be looking for and seeing in major thrust price discovery runs, where you get a nice thrust off the low, consolidation, retracement pattern, continuation. Thrust, consolidation, retracement pattern, continue. Thrust, consolidation, retracement pattern, continue. Okay? I mean, my job for helping people get the most out of this next cycle, and the software in particular, is to highlight the relationships, the things to look for. Okay, understanding where we are. I mean, here's Boson protocol. Look at the massive, massive patterns. And now think about Solana. All right, massive shark and bat pattern all going on here. Target one is 240. We are a long way from that. Long way. But that's our thought process. Okay, we've been through the year-long consolidation, and the rest of the market's starting to really bust out of these zones. That's not going to stop. That is not going to stop. So get with it now. You guys have questions, pop them into the chat. Come over to the Discord. You can send me a question to harmonictrader@gmail.com. But I really, let me bring this back. For everyone that's here, I mean, I really care about the fact that everyone kicks major ass in the next 12 months. I just can't be more dramatic about this year coming up. And like I said, it might only be 8 or 10 months into the election, but I think this 3 to 6 month window is going to be fire. So just get over to harmonictrader.com. I mean, again, and join us for this. Join us for the January Crypto Part 2 webinar. I'll explain T coins, they're toilet coins, but what we're really trying to do is find those low market cap projects that go from 50, 100 million to a billion or 5 billion, that kind of a thing. And even play the bigger stuff. You know, Solana's, the Avalanches, the Axie Infinities of the world. For more, here's Axie Infinity. And notice these gaming, that's down 10% today, but no biggie. Look, Axie was 4 at the low, recently hit 11, but check it out. What is it? It's a bat pattern. It's an ugly bat, but it's a bat that got to target 2. All right. Looking for a pullback off of this. Let's see where we go. We're oversold at the moment on daily. High oversold level. But the weekly, okay, looks like this. HSI is oversold. Oh, I got to turn that back on. That would help. Let's get the bearish back on there. There you go. Great. So weekly HSI hitting a little resistance here, but this isn't much different than Avalanche or Solana, long base. This did have a bigger pattern. I think it was on another different feed. Here's Avalanche. Again, just keep an eye on what goes on here in the 40 area. Didn't hit target, but I'm still there. I'm okay. I probably will add, if we, like I said with the others, we get some 4-hour signals almost there. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I mean, this happens. You know, we get these small pullbacks and they seem like they're, you know, oh my God, that's it. And then they just be little things like this and here. Got to really stay on your toes with this. Few others that, oh, Patrick's time. Are you telling me that those are moving? No. Because I have to get the stocks. Patrick, you're killing me. Killing me with that. No. Cannabis is moving. That's one of my, because the other thing we need to talk about today are cannabis and year-end selling candidates. I can't believe I'm sleeping on that. All right, I'm going to come back to this. Now I have to finish up. Okay, one or two more. Look, some of my real favorite tasty crypto that are now starting to make moves. I like this Ethereum Classic. Look, consolidating, but it's a perfect T2 that has not even moved. Okay? You have my permission to FOMO this thing. I don't care, anywhere between 13 and 20. So if that gets under 20 again, just clip it. This is a pattern you want to be participating in, looking left in the year to come. It's a beautiful type 2. I mean, perfect. No confirmation. That's the only thing I wish we had after T2, but minimum target 2, 53.93. Doesn't change. Does not change. One or two more things that have yet to move that are way down there. Well, check out Loop Ring. It popped above 30. Where are you? It's got those are weekly. Maybe that's a daily. There's big patterns around 25 cents on Loop Ring, and it's just sitting there. There you go. Maybe it was at 18 cents back in October. Let me see. There it is. 19 cents. Did that really hit 34.02? Almost hit perfect target 1. Shark to 5.0. Let this come back. I mean, I think this is, you got a couple of back-to-back patterns that probably needs a little more time, but that's okay. And that was one of them, but what was the other one? Matic. Look, Matic I don't think has really been served justice off of this pattern. Oh, come on, where are you? It's down here. There's all my markings. Maybe the daily. It's a massive crab pattern. There you go. Butterfly. Okay. Having trouble at this 91 cent mark, but look. This is a type, it's still a type 1 by definition because that did not get to the target 1. So you're there. Expect more resistance, but as soon as this thing closes above 98 or $1, you can FOMO into that because it'll go straight to T2. It's not exactly my favorite strategy to FOMO right off of there to break out, but if this keeps pressing like it is, and then look at this 4-hour chart because this is probably the best way to look for things. You know it's pushing. I mean, the daily is just undeniable. and then you break down the 4-hour, well, you're not going to see that. I mean, you're not going to see these patterns on the daily. You got to compare 4-hour, even hourly. But look, 72 to 90, 72 to 90. Maybe we get one more, 75, 76 retest. But a lot of these 4-hour charts are doing this back to back and just revving up to get ready to launch off of the 2 of 2s. They're a great spot. I mean, it's just really nice. I mean, we're seeing a lot of very nice patterns getting printed. Here's another one. Boy, we looked at this we looked at this back in November. On the 4-hour, no, it was daily. This Optimist, there you go. Gartley at 141. I remember us looking at that because I was saying, isn't this thing really nice with some back-to-back one pattern, a higher secondary pattern? And now we have a bearish crab, but that's only reaction city. And in fact, when we get into this crazy market environment, okay, the bearish patterns might become the best strategy, because a lot of these bearish patterns continue to do the type 1 reaction, minimum target 1, and then look for something down there on the daily. Hit the target, maybe we get an hourly pattern or a 4-hour pattern, and then bang it for the return. I like this Optimus Prime thing, whatever the heck it is. Again, want to be clear. What I'm bringing here for crypto is kind of an unbiased analysis of just simply going off the patterns. I don't look, there's a lot of guys on the web that understand the projects and the sectors, and I recommend that you folks check them out. Do more research. But I don't care how much you love a project. We still have to measure out levels, identify areas of being overbought, oversold, and executing at those levels. It is the way that we're going to navigate and succeed in this cycle. A lot of people are going to try to buy and hold. Okay, that's just not my style. I want to be a bit more aggressive than that. Okay, we'll have plenty more on Thursday. I want to get to stocks. Thursday, we'll do a year-end wrap-up. I want to talk about the big patterns for 2023 in stocks that have really set off and created the situation that we have right now. And for a lot of them, okay, it started a year ago. It started a year ago with the Qs having a bunch of patterns down here. Remember all of this? The shark patterns and the big techs. And then right here, let's go, 1 year ago. I mean, I think it's pretty amazing. Folks, we were there. Qs were trading sub 270 1 year ago. Now trading 410. I want to, thoughts run through my head of how significant of a pullback that is. Okay. Is this going to be the decade low? Is this going to be the low for the decade? Or are we going to have a larger retracement down? We're at a major retest, your weekly stuff, no doubt. Look, shark patterns. Okay, we're very strong against big bearish patterns. This is the Qs. Let me make this really big. You guys will pop out on your screen at home, so you don't have to put it on your 80-inch TV. No doubt. Look, there's a shark, and it's a beautiful, perfect shark pattern. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with this shark? Okay. There was perfect confirmation, T1 back this summer. It's exactly what we talked about. But we went dot bearish to dot bullish, and now we're back into the zone. And what does that zone mean? Test higher numbers. until we can register another oversold reading or overbought reading. That could go as high as 424. Look at our indicators. HSI expanding on the weekly. Still up, folks. Still up. How do we get a guaranteed big move for 2024? All right, we fail this year-end 2023 pattern by taking this HSI here and blowing out that prior reading. We want to see a higher HSI reading. In the same way that HSI reading was higher than that one, and even all the way back to that one. That's important. Now, you want to see this thing pop next few days into the first week of January, target 424. And even stronger. But wait, we don't want any confirmation yet. So that continues. That's weekly time frame too. Daily time frame. Look, we have our first HSI bearish in a few weeks. Same kind of a chart, but it's a kind of a microscopic version of the weekly where the daily did the same thing. We had confirmation, T1, shark, beauty, but the first move of all harmonic patterns is a reaction. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small, but it's 9 times out of 10 reaction. And you reacted, not much, 10 points, and you did a bullish HSI in a bearish zone. We call those counter HSI signals. There you have a HSI confirmation. That green arrow is going against the bearish pattern. That's a warning sign that says more consolidation. I need more time to test this structure. And now we're up here with a new HSI signal, overbought now, but just checking back early. That's how we were talking about. That's why we were talking that 380 to go to 400 was likely, because this shark pattern, it was a tiny reaction. And now you're up there checking back. You're days away. You're a couple of days away even from possibly generating some kind of a dot. This is strong action. Let's go. Let's go, Evan. Evan says he's not rich yet. He's close. I think everybody that is here is close. You're here. You're close because you're here. You're close because you're willing to do the work. You're close because you're willing to make the market a part of your life. Now, what do you need to do? You need to develop the strategies that tell you the levels. And again, I'm not trying to knock on Elliott Wave or our friend from earlier who was calling for 7,500 Bitcoin. All right, you do whatever works for you. Okay? What I'm doing here, harmonic pattern discoveries, combining structure with the Fibonacci harmonic levels to describe the price action to myself. Okay, what's the market doing at the critical levels? What type of structure? Do we have confirmation? These are important questions to ask yourself because we're trying to build an argument. This argument is, hey, it's been real strong for 2 months and we continue to be strong. And we're up here, really clipping patterns, big patterns. But they've only yielded a small reaction and taking up a lot of time that says, hey, I want more. I want to test this more. And so for Qs, pretty clear. Let me do really quick, like the top 5, like Microsoft, Apple, Shark, HSI up here, okay. First time we should start looking at this. Really, on the check back phase. HSI is trying to register a bearish reading. Look how tight this is on the hop. We get a check back and 2 more bearish candles, we'll get a yellow dot. Okay, and that's at all-time highs for Microsoft. So that one's a little bit better and probably requires even closer attention in the same way we were looking at that bullish reading back in August on Microsoft. I thought we could get all the way down to 297 or 290 off this type 1. Never got there. And in fact, got a bullish yellow dot. So conversely, I expect that maybe we get that early January. But to do so, we got to push a little higher. Maybe kiss 380, something like that. It's not there yet. A little closer, but not there yet. I mean, it's been really something. Apple. Okay, Apple's another one. Slow, steady, beautiful bat pattern. Now, the thing about this pattern for 2023, the T2, remember that? It was first day of the year. First day of the year, weekly. To me, what that means is this is a long-term, perfect type 2 continuation structure for Apple where it continues. You'll get pullbacks along the way. We should definitely be just kind of strategizing on this within that uptrend channel. But knowing that this pattern that completed basically a year ago right there, first week of January this year, is a 2 of 2, means that is a terminal point in this correction and should be a massive weekly continuation that takes you much higher. I mean, look at this all-time chart. It's not going to stop. I mean, I know there's a lot of narrative out there and things to concern yourself with in the world today, but that, folks, is a long-term uptrend. Long-term uptrend with a massive weekly bullish type 2. All right? That's your deal. So any pullback on Apple, we should look to continue to buy it. Look at the yellow dots on the weekly. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Just in the last 18 months, every one of them led to a beautiful continuation. Little pause up here, but going into next year, we get a pullback early on Apple, just continue to buy it. I think 220, 230. These aren't crazy numbers. These are not crazy numbers. There you go. Another shark. Apple's a T2, is a T2 deep crab up here. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Right around 195. No confirmation though. A little shark there. Maybe it is something like this. Look and see, we get either oversold or T1. All right, and then rocket again. You got to think stair step. You got to think step by step. This is how the market, even the best stocks, they give an advance, a thrust, and then a retracement. Step it. Step it. But long-term uptrend is not changing. Even the monthly chart, I mean, this is probably the one to be considering because this is about a long-term monthly continuation in the markets for what's going on for next year. One or two more. A good one that I'm looking at, Netflix, right up here, 487. Okay. A while back with Netflix, I thought, this has got some things that were a little troubling. You had some bearish patterns. And I even thought, well, this could possibly be an all-time head and shoulders. Something like from here, get the right shoulder and then go down. And this happens a lot with the head and shoulder structure. You get the formation, but it fails. And I'll show you why this is likely to fail. We are up here. First harmonic scene is the daily. Okay, daily has a crab. Hold on, let me remove this. It's a type 2 crab. There was the type 1. We talked about that from 478, 347 exactly, and it had a bat and it launched. I mean, we had a couple things in here. Now you're back at 478. Keep an eye on this, all right? Because even if this pauses or pulls back in this zone, I'm not worried about it because there's a super clean opportunity once it breaks out. Again, I'm not crazy on buying breakouts just once they've gone because I'd rather try to get something on a retracement. But this is a BAM situation with Netflix that I'm watching closely. You get above 490, 500, the only thing left for Netflix, if we're connecting dots, is like this. There's X, there's A to B, C, and then D to an 886, something like that. You got a bat formation, and it's not even that great because you don't have an ABCD. It might even be better to draw it like this. Like from there, and make that your B point. Why? Because your A to B leg and your C to D has to be equivalent at a minimum. But Bitcoin above 500, it's kind of like Coinbase above 90. You go straight to the hop. 640. And these are major patterns. I mean, you got major patterns going on here that are, from 2023, even 2020, 2022. They need to get retested. That happens this year. That happens in 2024. Couple more. NVIDIA for the Honorable Congresswoman from California, now Florida, Mr. and Mrs. Pelosi loading up on $1 million of NVIDIA call options. Well, I don't need $1 million call option. I just need the software to show me the dots. Last daily dot was there. We have an HSI currently. We're really tight on this. All right, super tight. Earnings not till February, folks. But what I suspect is happening, 500 is a psychological ceiling, but it's nothing. It's inconsequential. We will bust this. It'll be some kind of fat candle, take you to 520, 525. Then we do this. Then for NVIDIA, you're going to do this and go to the monthly. All right, monthly is, where'd it go? Looks like this. The monthly right now, we're at a 1618. And interesting that we have a monthly HSI here. And I'm going to show some past examples. But where we are right now, exactly at a 1618. I mean, it's exact. It's like right there, 502 or something. And we're pausing. Is a perfect reaction scenario. It hits. Okay, it looks pretty daunting, but it just goes sideways on a pause, a dud. What we really could look for once that's over, 2618. I'm talking for this year, off of this 2023 formation. 2618, 750. Who wants to get crazy with me? Go to a 314. 880 or a 3618. And these are the extreme numbers. These are the numbers we'll use for crypto when they get up there. Okay, 3618 is $1,000. This is possible. This is possible. Okay? But we have to clear out this resistance for now. And it's, maybe it takes, maybe we go into a 30-week pause there and then break out. I think that is possible. There's not a heck of a lot going on here, but it's ramping. It is definitely ramping. That's just a high-level bull flag. Once you pop and go, gone. Couple more. Yeah, Tesla. Probably there was a group. Remember a year ago we were talking about Meta and Microsoft, Tesla, and all of those that had big patterns. Well, here's the monthly on Tesla, and I'm starting to like it after being kind of off of it since the summer because of the monthly chart. So let's connect some dots. All right, and this is monthly. I've been going through a lot of these monthly charts because they look a lot better than the dailies or the weeklies because we kind of zoom out and you look at the candles of the last year, and it's impressive. You listen to the TV, the market was down this year. You look at the numbers, market had one of the best historic years ever. But check what this is. X, A to B at a 618. C to D. Is it a Gartley at the 786? No, because that doesn't have a full ABCD. I'm going to argue that this is ABCD at an 886 with a special type of Gartley. 375. 375. What I want to see on Tesla, and this is not yet ready for calls. Not yet ready for prime time, but soon. Why? Let's say it's 1 and 2 and 3. You break out and close. Finish this month. That's fine. Tesla close above 268.94. Call it 270. You shoot the gap. It's a 100-point gap. It's a 100-point gap for that one. The play here is probably some out of the money calls that take you into June, I would think, or maybe even June. We're not going to need that much time. We are not going to need that much time. This action that's coming is going to get compressed in the next 6 to 8 months. You watch. A couple more. Here's one of my favorites. You guys know this. I've been on this forever, pounding the table. Now, big money being realized. Intel. Okay? Intel. Who's with me on Intel? Let me hear some chat action. Intel. Okay? 5206 is a big type 2. There you go. Look at this. Monthly chart on Intel. Now I'm going to break this down, explain why I've been on this, and I've been on this since 28, and why I continue to stay on this till 52 minimum, but with this strength, I might hold for 62. And my premium members, you guys know I've been long the stock. I've been long the calls for a couple of weeks. 62.75 is a massive possibility here. I think on the quarterly, there's something up here. Hold on. I thought there was a pattern on the quarterly. Don't know. Where'd it go? Come back to the weekly, though. Weekly, deep crab. This is the pattern we have based this strategy, this position off of the whole time. 51.72. I think we get there this week. Maybe tomorrow. We're 50.40. 51.72. And I've got a decent sized call position on this as well. I have January 26 calls. January, that is the 26th, the date. I'm holding the 50 calls. And I'm looking for 51.72. Then we'll see. Okay? Look, semiconductors are definitely going to be a major sector in upcoming price discovery. Because the semis, we see it, NVIDIA, but that's not the only ones. And Intel would be considered maybe a lesser of the two. Maybe others like AMD. We've been in front of, here's AMD. Let me bring that over. There's AMD. Massive patterns, and now AMD is at an all-time 886. My members, and we've talked about even here, I shared this with you guys, long position at 95. We were looking for basically 117, now 141. But that's so strong. And there's your weekly. That, remember, we started off the year coming off of that massive pattern in 2023. There you go. It was 61, now 141. And this sets up where we go to price discovery, okay, connect dots. You have 4 of the 5 legs. And it's, I mean, a real ideal structure. You got X, A to B. Where's the B point? B point's at a 70, right in the middle. So it's not a butterfly. It's a little high for a crab, but it works for a crab that, like crypto, for your big tech stocks across the board, if they haven't broken out, you're targeting 1618 extensions. No matter what, 1618 extensions across the board. All right? Be aware of that. Yeah, here's the other one, Broadcom. Broadcom AVGO. This is stronger than Netflix. Stronger than Nvidia. We had a 2 of 2 last summer with that Gartley. I mean, 474 now, 1132. What do you do with that? I mean, what do you do with that? We got to wait for the next daily retracement. Or even just simple HSI signals. Check it out. That's weekly. And the weekly generated at the end of September a beautiful yellow dot HSI that was good for a 50% move. All right, here's your daily. Daily's a bit overextended at the moment, but again, it had small patterns here. But wait for the patterns. Your weekly time frame. So this is the thing to consider. Or here's a here's a quarterly chart. I think you need to look at monthly or even quarterlies to get the picture of what's going on here. Okay. Broadcom is really interesting. It's supercharged. It's on a massive move. That's a massive breakout. If you didn't know, that's a massive breakout. Okay. Much like we were back in here or back in here, but you can't see it. It seems too small. But it is. We also think of it this way. Monthly chart. There's your red arrow for HSI. We've checked back last month, but you would need at least 2 more bearish months before anything stops. It's kind of like this. You have this signal here, and look, took 6 months or more. There was the dot, and it was a minor correction. Okay, HSI dot 6 months later, HSI 5 months later. Get the picture? There's still room to the upside. Couple more. Show me your stocks, and we're going to wrap up. What's up, Jake? Jake wants to look at Boeing. It's another one. Kind of a theme for 2024, folks, I think, are these Dow stocks. Boeing tops. Like it. Look, monthly chart. Let's connect some dots, okay? X, A, B, C, D. All-time high. 420, you degenerates. You filthy animals, you. It's like this. 420 all the way down to 92. Nice. Love that. X, A, B at a 55 gives you a bat. Almost perfect 886. Is that ridiculous? It's a bat pattern. And we're about to bam breakout. Okay, thoughts. First, I love harmonic patterns. I just love them. I just love harmonic patterns, the way they frame stuff out. Second, the BAM, bat action magnet move, is coming. And we'll know, like real early in January, is this going to thrust and happen now? Because a lot of these stocks are about to do this or have already started it, where we clip, we break out, and we shoot the gap to D point. That's from $275 to $400. And Boeing is a great stock. Boeing, it went through all this craziness with problems with their airplanes, but sorry, this thing is going to be, it's a quasi-government corporation that's going to get funded tens of billions of dollars every year, no matter what, if not more. So, this thing is not going out of business. This is a massive cycle, 886 retest, bat action magnet move, go. Go, go, go. I like that. Yeah, David, you read my mind. I wasn't even looking at the chat. You're the best. Bat action magnet move in BA. BAM in BA. There's a lot of these that we're going to look for. The other industrial stock that is just massively exploding is Caterpillar. Almost 300, okay? I had been in front of this one since the shark down here. Check this out. Or crab. Remember that crab at 223? Okay, this is what's happening. And it's happening fast. I mean, look, make it real big. Beautiful. Type 1 that just exploded. Notice that there was no yellow dot. There's HSI, but no yellow dot till all the way up there. 291. And this is flirting with all-time highs. No, don't chase it, but we'll get another opportunity. You know, we've gotten a few just in the last year for 2023. There was a shark down here back in April, May. Nice rally back up. Another pattern in November, rally back up. We'll get another one in Caterpillar. But all these are they're just rocking. Okay, low floaters. What's up, Ivan? Ivan wants to look at ABAT. That's one of the low floaters I mentioned last week, and it popped. And now it's back down. It's okay. Typical low floater action. Needs a little more. Yeah, look, it got overbought on Amplified. Yeah, this is going to take time. That kind of low floater, a lot of the low floaters, that's the one thing. They will take time. That's a nice start, but that's okay. Another low floater, which is example of taking time, is Bit Digital. And we talked about this since August, but it did not move until about 2 weeks ago. Week and a half ago. I mean, we talked about this and went sideways, and you guys were saying, well, Scott, what about BT? Now what about BT? Bit Digital. And it's really off of this weekly pattern. You guys know this. There's the weekly. It is a type 2. It's tough to see that this type 1, target 1, all the way back down for the T2. And now we get into that official point where the Starship Enterprise makes saucer separation from the zone. What is saucer separation? It is this. Look, we get these patterns. They complete, okay? But we want confirmation. We want definitive turnaround action. For low floaters, crypto, things like this, you go sideways. Doesn't mean it invalidates. It's just not the ideal scenario. But here we have confirmation, like you had confirmation here. Now, to get out of the zone and break free, not only get above 4, but really firmly break out above 4. Close above 4. That's your XA level. And then go above the BC. 4, then 8, then 13. I'm playing for 13. 13. Couple more of those low floaters. Sure. Patrick's, what's up? CYH. Look, just because these are floaters and I talk to them, it doesn't mean that they won't take time. But that's another one. Community health systems. I'm seeing a lot of these beaten up healthcare stocks, medical devices, hospital stocks, other things are coming back to life. All right. Like a lot of the crypto from earlier this year, you need to break out of that downtrend. But hey, that's a beautiful type 2. That is really nice T2. That's CYH, Community Health. A couple more. Brutal. Brutal. What's going on over here? Oh, okay. Let me see that. Remember Clean Spark, same type of deal. Low floater, we were $3, $4, just hit 11. But it took a lot of time. Ride that to T119. Few more. Ulta. I like Ulta. Ulta, what is that down today? There's a weekly. I like that stock. Look, this stock on a monthly, you tell me what that trend is. There's a lot that look like this. You know, tough to see the opportunity because it doesn't seem like there's any patterns or whatever, but you're riding that trend like that. That's Ulta. But, you know, I would wait on it. I'll tell you one that's like that is Humana in healthcare space. So, but this one's got a nice pattern shaping up really close. And this is going to be one, I think, for early January. Probably tax loss selling going on here. But you tell me. There you go. Let's make it big. It's bigger. It's brighter. Like that. It's a type 2. And it's almost there. It's less than 1% away from XA level, type 2 on a Gartley. And you don't get those too often in this uptrend. We'll go down here, we'll get confirmation, and then we'll go. Where are we? Are we oversold yet? Not yet. We're not oversold yet. So I'm looking at that. 445 or lower, and just to get an idea that, yeah, even the weekly is there. You got a beautiful pattern on the weekly. Here's Humana last 10 years, okay? Is that uptrend over? Is that uptrend over? I don't think so. It's kind of like that, giving us a massive, massive opportunity to get that on the type 2. Couple more. You guys want Neo. Rivian's popping. I mean, Neo, the flagship, they actually sold a car. Neo. Neo's a massive pattern. Okay. We were on this earlier in the year, I thought. But it never did the breakout. Who said that? Who said Neo? What's up, Optimo, Supremo? It's been a while, right? I like Rio. There you go. Or Neo. I love Rio, by the way, but I like Neo. I probably like Rio more than I like Neo. But Rio de Janeiro, that is. But this is that's a nice one. Okay. I think we'll have to bring this into play because Rivian too is coming from a slumber, a long slumber that is trying to pop and do something. Remember Rivian? We never got to the. That's such a shame. Did we get out of town? Wait a minute. Did we get to T2? It was 1436. Just shy. Hold on. No, that would have been the T2. That's why we've been waiting for Rivian. There's the zone to get to 1436. Never did. All right, that's okay. I'll wait on that one. Nance Z, you want to look at Pfizer? I know why. Look, Pfizer is a tax loss selling victim. I'm not a fan. There's certain companies, folks, that I'm just not a fan of. Like really fundamentally, you know, it was kind of like in the 80s after the Exxon Valdez. I've said this a few times. After the Exxon Valdez had dumped a couple million gallons in Alaska Bay, that I wouldn't get my gas from Exxon for like my whole life or for a long time. I think until I ran out of gas one day. But Pfizer is another one of those where it's such a POS. It's a beautiful pattern, and I shouldn't let, when it comes to making money in the markets, I shouldn't let any of that bother me at all. But yeah, it bothers me a little bit, and so Pfizer, I'm not a fan. In fact, I would love to see Pfizer do the Type 2 shark down to 1357. Seriously, though, I have nothing to offer on Pfizer. There's other ones. One of the ones we've talked about, Abbott Labs, I really like Abbott Labs. Check out on a monthly. Massive oversold, now turning up And then remember weekly or daily? Yeah, weekly. Beautiful shark. Abbott Labs, ABT. Looking like it's ready to run right off the hop. I mean, that was sweet. And some of the other biotechs are running. Some other running. Sandal for Mr. Patrick's time. Can't really see what's going on there. Although, all right, you got me to the cannabis. It's like this. And I'll show you the one I'm looking at. Sandal. Isn't this Sundial Cannabis, I think? Yeah, I think I lost a chunk of money on this a few years ago. Hop level 139. Okay. It's okay. I think there's better. There's better ones like this. Tilray, like this. Big pattern, 199. One of the reasons why I like cannabis is because it's tax loss selling. And so anybody throwing away the stock now that's it. This is a washed out situation. And these are usually good for a pop. Tilray's a good one. The other one, Kronos. This is a weekly, I think. Weekly. Oh yeah, look. Kind of crazy, but it's this. It's an alternate bat with a hop level 148. Problem. So we would call this by definition a low floater. And it's not a bad idea. I would think that like this confirmation here back from June would have been okay, but it was a dud because he went from bullish HSI to bearish and going sideways. My point being, it'll take time. One other one that's, probably better of the group is Curaleaf. And this is to the right of the downtrend, hop level 323. Go to target 1. But if that took a year or 2 years, I wouldn't be surprised. Mike's wants Aurora. ACB. Didn't that go bankrupt? Yeah, it should be bankrupt now. Just nothing to go on. I mean, not a lot there. One or two more. I got to wrap up, get out of here. Someone's been really persistent with this. I don't know what this is. Vintner. What's that? Vertex Energy, my man. I like what I see here. Vertex Energy. What the heck is that? 387. Give me 10,000 at the market right now. Let's go. Seriously, 310 now 387. Where were you last week? But still good. So energy stocks. You guys know I'm turning around on that. Some low floaters. Here's rig. Ready to go. Type 1 to type 2 return, and then you got this bullish bat on rig. Get me back to $8 on that. Get me that. Twillo. Oh yeah. And that just keeps going. That is a little bit. That's one that definitely. Oh, this is why I want to show you on Twillo. Twillo looks like it's really run, but let's get the weekly. Hasn't even made the saucer separation move yet. Look, that's an all-time bat pattern, folks. Looking good there. I mean, it looks really good. It seems like it's gone a lot. That's kind of like Coinbase before it did its move, but I still say, yeah, we need to play these patterns. Understanding that they're going to take time. Your XA level 72, this was as low as 40. So theoretically, it's still, it's almost doubled off the low, but is this going to be a while to do the larger move? TrueLeave, Evan's telling me TrueLeave is the best one. Yeah, maybe I'm looking at that. I'm also looking at Canopy too. I think Canopy had some things there this morning. I posted that. Um, what was T-Doc? Yeah, this is one that hasn't moved. We've looked at that all year, and it's just done nothing. Done nothing. Oh, it was almost, what was that? What's that at the low? 17. That one is like Roku before Roku did the move. Roku is it's a daily something down here. Yeah. Roku is big patterns down here and still might be. Yeah, Roku spent a long time down in that zone. It's also like ARC, which is, I'm ready to go on ARC. Look at ARC, 53, continues higher. But look at the patterns that, like the rest of crypto and these kind of tech, there was the crab. Went way below the hop, but took a year to break out of that zone and actually gave you some subsequent patterns to go off of anyway, which is usually what happens. Yeah, one or two more. PayPal, another one. PayPal, Roblox, they're all doing, it's a bearish pattern. PayPal is really surprising, but look at the all-time range. All right, so that's, one to look at. I'm definitely interested because it's an all-time 886 reset, but that needs a lot of work. That's got to spend some months before I expect any kind of acceleration. We want things that are going to move out of this low, and that could take its time. Let me see here. Really quick. Let's take a look at the bonds. What's the deal here? We haven't looked at this in a while. Last time we looked at this, we were analyzing this zone here. We had a bunch of weekly, daily signals. I think that's an all-time 1618. And then we had this bat. There it is. So what's the deal? Why have we rallied so much in the last 8 weeks? It's because of the bat pattern. So this is your yield chart on the 2-year yield. We finally gave it up back in October. Okay, beautiful bat. We did a type 1 down to 442. And now we have a crab. So this is a very interesting situation that we need to monitor. There's no confirmation down here. Not yet. But let's see what this formation does into the first week of January. Why? If it's a type 2 and it's got to come for the retest, that could be something to be watching for in January. But these patterns, major patterns for 2023 on the yield chart, I think the good thing takeaway, no matter what happens, is that the range for rates, the harmonic range is going to be contained. It's not like we are busting into price discovery. I'll tell you, if we were having this problem with rates and we were at the end of the year and let's say the 2-year yield was above 530, we would probably be talking about a completely different scenario. Completely different scenario for 2024. But it rolled over where it needed to roll. And now, what I think is we come to 423, we do the type 1, and then the collapse, where everyone's looking for the rates to get cut or drop, comes after this reaction, all right, and then we tank. Or even better would be a retest, and then we tank. Something's coming. This is a way where when you understand the harmonic pattern framework, you're going to be able to see that come together long before, it's realized or talked about on TV. That's really important. Who the heck? Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Anyway, that's a big deal. But this and this lines up. I forgot to show you the crude oil chart. And I'll finish with this because it's also a big deal. What happens with crude oil is huge for the market. Now, we're coming off this bat pattern, $70, right? We talked about 70. It's a type 2 bat pattern. This is why we're looking at oil stocks right now, getting in on oil stocks right now. Looking for that return phase soon. Nobody's talking about crude oil right now, but everyone should be thinking about this coming together soon. All right? So let's save it for Thursday. We'll have a big year-end session on Thursday. Be my last giveaway Thursday. Everybody that won a book for our giveaway last Thursday, those go out this week, so you'll get them next week. Awesome. Great. Until then, everyone else, thank you so much. Great session. Looking forward to Thursdays. We'll do a massive giveaway. And my last thing. This is your last chance to get the software discounted and come to the crypto webinar Wednesday, January 10th. Also, everything else that we do for gold members is all there. So get on that. You have any questions, email me, harmonictrader@gmail.com. Until then, till Thursday, have a great one and go get them.